Hello, all. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. How is everyone's weekend going? Hello, hello. Olive. Hi, friend. What are you doing, dude? Withering Witch. Hello, friend. How are you? Little Iron Lady. What up, what up? Mistress Vampy. How we doing, homies? We good? I'm doing well. Still riding solo right now. That'll be changing soonish. Wife will be coming home in like 2 hours. The kiddos will be probably making an appearance because they're going to be dropped off in a bit. You're snowed in? Oh my gosh. It hasn't started here yet. Not yet. It will. It will eventually, but it hasn't started yet. Yeah. Silver, how are you? What's up, Grim? Dragon, Noel. Welcome in, friend. Sureflow. Hello. What's up, Fire? Waiting for the weekly to roll over. Yeah, you got a couple hours. You got a few couple hours. I don't think it rolls for another, like, what, 6 hours? 7 hours? Something like that. It's something like that. All right. Withering Witch. Excuse you. Pardon you. Friend, thank you for the bits. Holy shit. Boop. Thank you, Mistress Vampy. Oh my god. Hi, friends. All right, what did I miss? Sin, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Where is it? Man, I can't wait for StreamerBot to adjust the way the event feed shows or allow me to customize it more. Because right now it's just literally everything. It is literally everything. CSG, what's up, dude? There was another ting. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Officer Green. Thank you for the 2 months. There it was. Going live on YouTube. I always do. I always wait till we're close to the games and then I go live on YouTube. Yeah. If I'm ever really the way to think about it, if I'm ever not live on YouTube as well, the reason would be because it's something very specific for Twitch that day. If it's very heavily Twitch related, like you can only do things here, something like that, then it's more confusing to be in other places. So that is why. Valkyrie, thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the follows, friends. Welcome in. Hello. Love the VOD, by the way. Which one? Is it true that the Moroi always has Spirit Box on Nightmare Insanity? That is correct. Yeah, there's forced evidence for certain ghosts. For Spirit Box, the Dio, and the Moroi. They require Spirit Box. You have to have it because because the parabolic also curses the player too. But the whole rhyme and reason behind it is because getting a response on the Spirit Box for the Moroi will curse you. And your passive sanity will drop no matter what. No matter what. It doesn't matter. Mads, you mad lad. Thank you for the subs. Holy shit. Jade, thank you for the biddies. Oh my God. What up, Ginger? Good grief. Mads, thank you, homie. My God. If you guys haven't seen it yet, by the way, I've been making some adjustments to things here and there. I'm always just itching to try something different, or I want to adjust things, move Discord channels around, delete channel. I don't know. I'm all over the place. For me, it's kind of like somebody wanting to move the furniture in their room because they just get tired of seeing the same things over and over again. That's me all the time. So adjusting things, making it better, trying to accommodate while at the same time trying to just improve the ADHD threat. Listen, I'm not diagnosed by any means, but I have a feeling. So I now have it's not just a rules channel anymore. It is now a rules and roles channel. So that actually includes the different types of roles that you can get in the server as well. So whether it be the Twitch sub role. So if you're subbed and you have it linked to your Discord, you'll get the sub role. Boosting the server. If you're a YouTube member, stream just a slew of different stuff. So just so that way people aren't like, well, how the hell do you get that? Well, this is how you get that. You get it here. A little explanation. Still trying to consider different perks and things that I can do for certain roles, depending on what it is. But I'm always down for suggestions. If you ever have any suggestions for the Discord, please put them in the suggestions channel. Please do. What type of Funkos do you have in the back over there? 90s Nickelodeon. And I might need to figure something out because some of these are getting really cramped. Like the Rugrats one, I can't fit them all there. Like I have Chucky over here still because I can't fit him there. It's too much. So I'm like, I've got to figure something out. I don't know what yet. I'm not sure. Hey, Rose, how are you? Oh, my God. Demons can hunt. Damn right they can. Any suggestions how not to die at Willow Street? It's my bad luck map. I always die. Look for your hiding first. Look for your hiding first. And if you're so fearful of getting got by the ghost, then I would make sure to have incense with you at all times. It's too cold. It's cold here too, man. It is really, really cold. We're supposed to get, I don't know. I've heard some people say we're supposed to get like a foot. Some people say we're supposed to get like 5 to 6. I don't know. If it's more than like 2, I'm working from home tomorrow. Like I'm not driving 40 minutes into my job through 2 or 3 inches of stupidity because people on the highway are dumb. No shot am I doing that. Yeah, Smokes, thank you for the biddies. You wish it would snow there? I don't, like, listen, if it wants to snow strategically, not on the street and everywhere else, that's fine. But snowing on the street and it's just annoying, I hate it. I hate it. Snow on the ground, yeah, it's fine. Cover it. I don't care. Make a little wall. It's fine. We'll build a wall. I don't know. We'll figure it out. New York City doesn't get anything anymore. Oh, watch, you say that and you guys will. I guarantee. Heated streets. Dude, you know, they actually talked about that at one point. Now, when I used to be an electrician for a short amount of time. Excuse you, by the way. The short amount of time I was an electrician, like we would install heat mats on like different commercial companies, like driveways, like going into like parking garage and stuff, but also just like really, really, really long driveways that belong to rich people. They would heat the entire thing, man. It's great. What a great idea, but holy shit, is that expensive? Yeah, can't do that. My bad. That's okay. Do you feel better? I'm not taking map requests right now, Melanie. We'll see. I don't want to guarantee I'm going to start there when I might start somewhere else. Yeah. Hey, Dylan, I'm good. How are you? Thank you guys for the hype train. Thank you so much. Can only imagine. Yeah. It's so cool. I love the idea of it. Flip a switch and you can melt all the snow that's there. That's awesome. But that's such a bother. But also to have it on, the amount of energy. Exactly. The amount of energy it requires to keep it on, especially during like a very heavy ice period or something like that, is expensive AF. No thanks. No thanks. Nope. Nope. You're better off just shoveling it, man. Texas shut down. Would you have like an inch of snow? We're like, we don't know what to do. Why did my phone just make a noise? Somebody anonymously gifted a monkey paw sticker. If you guys, it made a weird noise from Fourth Wall on my app. If you type join in chat, you could win a sticker. Leave it a lurk. Thank you, princess. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you. I need to mute my phone. There we go. Oh man, been a chill. It has been a chill day. I've been working on editing stuff, working on the Discord stuff, just working on a little bit of the everything stuff. While I've been home chilling with little Miss Josie, watching streams and just hanging out. And now we're here. So we'll do some chill games today. I don't know. I think I'm kind of itching to do some larger maps today. I don't ask me. I don't know why. I just kind of am. So we'll see what we do. Katsuki, what's up? Welcome in. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you guys so much for the hype train. Thank you for the biddies and the subs. You guys are freaking amazeballs. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we're also doing by the way, if you use Discord, we're doing a Nitro giveaway. So if you're not already entered, all you have to do is go to the giveaway channel and click on the reaction and you can enter. It'll end tonight at like 8 p.m. my time. So in the next like 6.5 hours or something like that. So if you're not there already, the Discord link is there. Max loves ducks. GG's. Enjoy the sticker. What temp does it have to be the ghost room? There's no particular temperature for it to be the ghost room. It's just a more than likely situation where you're going to have the ghost room. So if you're looking for a temp to say, hey, this is probably the ghost room, under 10. If the power's on, under 10, you probably found where the ghost is. Because the temperature doesn't, the temperature is not the room. The temperature follows the ghost. So if the ghost is roaming a lot, the room that its ghost room is not going to stay cold. It's going to start to warm up because the ghost is not there. The reason the room is cold to begin with is because the ghost is there more. Yeah, that would be why. How did you know? Hi. Have you met my friend Demon Skin? Oh, you sons of bitches. Is that an alternate account, Halogen? Excuse you? Excuse you. Pardon you. Made quesadillas? Nice. You son of a bitch. Ice hockey? No, I never really, like, I've watched randomly. Oh, look, it's a you. I warned people that you would show up. I said, ew, they're going to be here. Gross. How's it going? Good. How was Gigi's? Did you have fun? Yeah, were you good? What did you have for breakfast? Did you have pancakes? Yeah. Oh.
Gigi's pancakes are actually for Mama.
Say that. If she hears that, what if she's watching and she hears you say that? She's going to be so angry. She's going to be so mad. All right, little missus. Little Miss JoJo's up there hanging out. Where's Allie?
He,
You don't know. Well, did he come with you?
No.
What do you mean, no?
He got left in there.
He got left? Okay. Well, it was great knowing him. I guess we'll have to change his room.
Can it be mine?
Nope, it's going to be my new office.
Okay, can I have this room? Can I have this room?
No, get out of here. All right. I love you. Hey, you. Look at me. I love you. Can you make sure to put this away, please? And then make sure little Miss JoJo's taken care of by Allie?
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Thank you, my dear. Yep. A wild child appears. Yeah, I warned you. I warned you they'd be here. I didn't know what time they're going to show up, though. I know that their grandmother was bringing them. Daughter needs to go to sleep. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my Lanta. Tips to figure out a Yurei? Keep all the doors open. By keeping the doors open, you have the better chance of the ghost actually slamming it shut to know it's a Yurei. Mini version of me. So the way we look at it, it's like... the way that we look at it is... Sassy, thank you for getting merch. We say with the kiddos that... Alex is me, basically. Oh, I swear. My music is stopping because of them. No, you know what it is? I guarantee it's because of my eldest child. Not my eldest, sorry. It's because of Alex. I guarantee he's trying to play something upstairs. That little turd burglar. Hold on. Oh, you stinky, stinky child. you absolute turd. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to, well, I have to make like more Google accounts to be able to connect the different Googles that we have to their own Spotify. They're enjoying a curse. No, they're fine. He's just trying to, he's trying to play music on the Xbox. I guarantee it. I would guarantee it. No, don't turn off. Just stop oscillating. It's hot in here. Alexander. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm trying to get my, there we go. It stopped. How dare they play music? No, it's how dare they play music on that one specific device while I'm streaming. Everywhere else, like the one that we have in the kitchen, that's fine. Why did it like disconnect though? All right, I'm going to open up Phasmo so we have noise at least. Because Spotify's being really dumb right now. Tis being dumb. But anyway, how's everyone doing? You good? You doing all right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh, why won't you change what? That's also another option. Thank you, Kale. That will also do. That will do. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can you add that? Well, no, don't add Spotify because I can't play it right now. No, there we go. Did you need noise? I needed that very specific noise. Maybe not that one. Son of a bitch. Did Spotify change? What is happening? Why can't I change the device that it's playing on? And I have to wait for Phas for a year or two for it to load. Kids are something else. Yeah, they're different. That's for damn sure. Not Kirsten. Hello, how are you? There we go. Is it snowing where I am? I don't think so yet. No, it wasn't snowing before I came down for stream. I don't know, but Spotify was super loud in my recording yesterday. And it wasn't loud for you during the stream? Like, why? Why is it being so crazy?
Welcome back.
There we go.
Job's ready for you.
There we go. I delivered crickets. All right. How do I call him down here? You know what's really funny? So I found out a way. To set it up in oh my god. What's that? I found a way to set it up to where I can do automations through Google Home, and the way that I do it. So we have Google Home, like we have Google Nests and stuff around the house, for communication, for music, for all the jazz. So I found a way to set up a routine where if like Josie rings the bell because she needs to go to the bathroom and I don't feel like screaming across my house to let the kids know that she needs to go to the bathroom, I can press a button and it will automatically text to speech a voice that says, kids, the dog needs to go to the bathroom. So whoever's day it is to take Josie out can come take her out without me having to scream across the house. So I have it set up for all of them. I have it set up specifically for each kid. If I need to get their attention to come downstairs with a button. And I'm going to make a physical button in the kitchen to where I press that physical button so that I don't have to use my phone. I can just press it and then they come downstairs. Yeah. If I get next level, teach Josie how to press a button at the door. She presses the button at the door and then does it. I don't have to do a damn thing. Yep. It's the way to go. So like I need to get Alex's attention. So what I'll do is I will press said thing and it's going to play, Alex, can you come downstairs? So he's going to come downstairs. Which, by the way, him coming home and not saying hi to me, jerk. Rude. You have a doorbell in each of your kids' rooms? I have one down here. That there's a button at the top of my stairs. So if they need to get my attention and they don't want to make noise for something, maybe I'm recording or whatever, they press a button and then a color plays right there. Oh, look, it worked. Were you playing music upstairs? No? What happened then? I'm sitting here blaming you for something you didn't do. I was listening to music on Spotify. Well, no, she's on a different account. I'm sitting here blaming you, saying you did it and you didn't do anything. You're not playing anything through the Xbox? Because sometimes when that happens. Okay, you're fine. And by the way, excuse me. How dare you come home enough? Rude. Rude. All right. It's okay. That's right, 'cause she's excited to see Gigi. That's why. The darn shade. I don't know what it is. I'll close. We'll close Spotify and then I'll reopen it. We'll do the classic turn it off, turn it back on approach. I think that's the way to go. How dare that little animal not come say hi to me. Rude. Welcome in. Hello. Hi. If you're here for the first time, or maybe you just stepped in and there's nothing happening. I'm trying to figure out why my Spotify stopped playing. So I'm working on it. There's no rumbling happening. He didn't do anything wrong. It's Raiju? Oh no, it's messing with my equipment. That son of a bitch. I like how I close Spotify and it's like, nah, I'm gonna stay open. I like this better. No, actually close, you turd. Did you try clicking the play button? I swear to God, Suraj. I swear to you. And others. Fine Dance, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you. All right. Let's try again, shall we? Go there. It's playing. It's playing, but there's no sound, right? You don't hear any music playing right now? Jeebs! Hi, Mr. Cheeps. Time tell. What up, homie? Happy New Year's to you. How's it going? No? Okay. Why? It's playing. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's working now, right? It just didn't. The last song, I had it in the middle of the track that I know works. It was nothing. I go to the next song and it's fine. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh no, Spotify's great. I love Spotify. I do. It doesn't go crazy anything that often. The silent song, I guess. Oh, that was me. I hit play. I hit the space bar. Sorry, that was me. That wasn't Spotify. Oh my goodness. What do I do all day? What do I do all day? I am a husband, a father of 3. I work 50 plus hours a week. I stream 4 times a week. I have a dog. I have a house, responsibilities. I have a lot of things that I do during the day. But outside of that, just stare at the wall. Yeah. 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 Okay. Singles. Do I have any kitties? No. If I did, that'd be really mean because I've never mentioned it before. That'd be so rude if I did and I never said anything. Watch paint dry. Hey, I've actually watched paint dry before with Olive. Who was with us, Olive? We literally watched paint dry. I'm not kidding. Just get Chiba in Discord comms. He'll sing stuff. Oh, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Hey, Dancer, how are you? You have 4 kitties. Aw. Aw. Yeah, we did. I have a screenshot somewhere. I have a screen grab of us sitting in Discord watching paint dry. It was a YouTube video. It was like a 10-hour YouTube video of watching paint dry. Yeah. I don't remember why we did it. We were making a point, and I don't know what point it was. I feel like we had, and we did it to ourselves. Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Broski, thank you for the sub. I don't remember. Do you have another job other than streaming? Yeah. The 50 plus hours is being a lead video editor and a cinematographer for a production house. I've been doing that professionally for about 7 years, maybe almost 8. Almost 8 years. Working in this snowstorm. Dude, be safe. Be safe. My level, I know. It's almost a crime to play again. I know. Cruel, thank you for the 6 buds. Yeah. I've also created an FAQ channel inside of Discord, by the way. So if there's certain questions that you've asked that maybe you haven't seen an answer to, it could be in there. It could be there. How's the surrogacy? It's going really well. It's going really well. I mean, it's going the best that it could go. You know what I mean? The best that it could go. Okay. We're ready to go. Mai, welcome in. How are you? How many prestige levels are there? There's 20. We are on prestige 16. So there is 4 more cards that I can get. There's 4 more. We are on 16. Okay. Let me go over here. Now that we're ready, Spotify was figured out, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened. That was weird. That was weird. I need to create a why doesn't flash like your A's command. Pixel Pixie. What's up, Jana? Hello, friend. What is the worst curse possession? It's very subjective, but I think worst. Well, let's go look at them. Oh, I'm up here. Let's go take a look at them, and we can discuss that real fast. Yeah. So here's your cursed possessions. Here they are. Yeah. Quim, what's up? Welcome in. Harry, how are you? Hello, hello. Bliss, how are you? Good to see you. Vinette, hello. Mason. What up, Max? How are you, dude? You vote the circle. The circle's definitely up there for me. It's up there for me for worst curse possession. It's definitely up there. Unfortunately, I've got to put Frank up there too, man. As much as we love Floppy Frank, the voodoo doll, I mean, are you using it for its true purpose of trying to get interactions to find out where the ghost is? Or are you using it to start a hunt? Take a vote? You can't. You can't have that many options inside of the voting polls. Yeah. Why do you drop your lighter? If I ever drop my lighter, it's just to have something out of my inventory so I can take things into the house and spam drop them on the ground without having to drop, or like drop, go past the lighter, drop again. I use it to bait the EMF 5. Yeah. Yeah, there was a spell of a time where you could use the voodoo doll to force dots and writing. And at some point they took it away and they never said anything, I don't think. We're not playing with viewers, Mick. How do you use the voodoo doll? You right click. Yeah. Pierre, hello, how are you? I just use Frank to sanity drop. That's what I do. I do the exact same thing. I use Frank to drop my sanity. Or to start a hunt. That's literally it. That's it. Co! Thank you for the sub. Explain the origins of calling him Frank. I don't know who started it. Lord knows where, but because he's so floppy. So, I mean, it was just the iteration. Floppy Frank, you know? It's sort of like Pajama Pam. It's the same kind of deal. Same kind of thing. What can you use the voodoo doll for? Well, it causes interactions, and then it also causes an instant hunt if you push in the heart pin. So you use it for those things. Yeah. Are we going to hit 9,000 rounds today? I think I might, and I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for round 9,000. Yeah. When's it coming out for console? The second Tuesday of next week. I believe. I think, personally, what should happen with old Floppy Frank, and that's just me, I think the color of the pin should dictate what happens. So, like, if you push in a green pin, you get sanity. If you push in a red pin, you lose sanity. If you push in a blue pin, it causes an event. And then if you push in the heart pin, it starts a hunt. I don't know. It would give the voodoo doll more purpose. Because right now, it's very lackluster. It's kind of been that way for a while. What up, King? Welcome in. Yeah, I don't know. But as for the worst, I think these two are probably up there for me because when we say worst, we're usually talking about how much use it has. And yeah, you can get a picture, sure, by losing all of your sanity, all of it, and then possibly even having an insta hunt because of all that crap that's been happening. Which, stinky. All right. Well, it is Sunday. It is a chill, comfy, cozy day. So, comfy, cozy things. We're going to warm up. After the warm up, I might do a larger map. I think I'm going to do a larger map after that. I love the Ouija board to find the bone. It's super useful, especially if the bone is, like, if it's a large map, the Ouija board is great. Do I have any more unlocks? I does, but I'm not going to use it. We're just going to buy it. We're just going to buy it. All right. Let's go Nightmare at Edgefield. Same amount of pins, so that would mean you would still start and end with the same amount of sanity. Yeah, maybe if you push the heart pin in, all the pins go in, and then you can't use it anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. It's always good to put suggestions in the Phasmo Discord. Let them know what you think. It's always a good idea. What was your quick tip for easy money in Phasmo? Easy money is... That's a hard question to answer because you say easy money. Those are two contradicting things. There's no easy money per se, doing it the correct way. Correct as in not cheating or anything like that. But fast money, you do very high multiplier games. Very high multiplier games where you have like no sanity, no evidence, and then that's how you get money. But easy money, learning the ghost abilities to be able to do those fast runs, that's easy money. Yeah. Frank should jump scare us. Yeah, that could be cool. I could be down, Charlie Brown. Alrighty. Oh, it's a Karen. Thank God it's not on that hunt. Motion sensor, EMF, and 25%. It's a Karen. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Put a mode where you can be the ghost and hunt your friends. They'll never do it. That's never going to happen. Ever, ever, ever. Oh, look. Inside of Master? What up, Happy? No? Was I wrong? Oh, it's there. Oh, I forgot that table's there. Okay. All right, let's go turn the power on. What is headgear for? It's another light. I like using the flashlight and also the headgear because if I drop my flashlight, I can always turn on the headgear so you guys can see. And I can see. So, it's a twofer. Tis a twofer. Cad, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, since we know where Ghosty is, we're going to take one of those because every hit of the mirror is at least 20% of your sanity. The longer you look in the mirror, the more sanity you lose. So now we take a book, we take the dots, and we take the Vitya camera. Does the headgear not trigger the ghost? It doesn't as long as it's off during the hunt. If it's on during the hunt, the ghost can absolutely detect. 1,000,000% detect where you are. Oh, ghost fart. Oh, ghost orbs. So I would have been at about... I would have been at about 70, probably 65 sanity if I didn't take any pills. Nanoni, Nanoni. Love the vids, very funny, informative. Keep it up. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you again for the sub. I appreciate it. Simo, hello. All right, do this, take one of those, do this, do this. Does the ghost know my location if I have a camera in my hand? Depends on the camera. If you have a tier 1, no, not unless you're taking a photo. If you take a photo, then it knows where you are, if it's within range. The reason for that is because then it's an electronic device. Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? How are you? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Fine. You need to check for UV. Make sure we don't have a Mamake. Mimic, maybe. It could be. We're about to find out. We are about to find out. So we have orbs and we have spirit box. That's a Mariokai, Onryo, or a Mimic. So we need to make sure that we don't have freezing temps and make sure that we don't have UV. The orbs are still in that room, so we know where the ghosty is. We need to get a motion sensor. We need to take this in there. We need to take that in there. And yeah, we should be good. Should be good. I think you know what it is. I hope it turns on a light. I hope it turns on a light. I hope so. So much. Well, we know you're not writing. Shush. Thank you, Bads. Okay, so. All right, let's get Smudge. Let's get Smudge. Let's get bring one of these because we might be able to do an Onryo test while we're up there too. Was that queso? Yeah, that was queso. No walkies yet? All right. Jesus. We're fine. Kick it. Kick it. Would you walk through this, please? Gross. Ugh. 1 p.m. stream every Sunday. Every Sunday. Is that this door or this door? All right. Doesn't look like it. What did I do? Didn't I throw... There it is. I was like, I know I threw a thermo somewhere near here. Oh, I appreciate it, Coda. Thank you. No freezing. I don't see ultraviolet. It's not leaving the room awkwardly. It's close, but it's not freezing. What we could do, maybe we try quick Onryo test. So we'll put that in there. I'm gonna go get two more and go get two more in a lighter, and then we'll see what we do. It ain't stepping. How's the snow in my area? There is no snow yet. No, we're supposed to get some tonight and tomorrow though. All right, get you. Oh no, I can't take you. Okay. Spicy time? Yeah, spicy time. Spicy time indeed. There we go. Always watch meal prep at work. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Devastator, hello. Good morning. Oh, now you walk in the salt. What a butthole. You hear it up here walking? So now we do it. Oh, I didn't grab another one. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Knock, knock. Oh, hey, the bone. It's a blurp, May. All right, let's go get one more firelight. I could do with just two, but we'll do with three. It'll be fine. Snow? No snow yet. To check for a yokai, we could do a yokai test where I go to like the living room. I go to the living room back here behind this cabinet, and then when the ghost is walking this way, I'll spam my walkie, and if it doesn't come to me, it's a yokai. Let's take this. Let's take this. Cool. What up, Dragon? How are you? All right. I was gonna say, hopefully the ghost is still here, which I think it is. Those guys. So now we'll do that off. All right. Onryo test time. So if this is an Onryo, what it's going to do is it's going to blow out these three firelights, and then within like 6 or 7 seconds, it's going to try to hunt. So. Come on, do the ting. All right, not an Onryo. This might not work. Ah, it did. Let's go. It has not left the room. You know how I know? Or it hasn't gone this way. Like, damn, brethren. Damn, Daniel. All right. So if we take Onryo out of the equation, we have a yokai or a mare. I'll leave those switches off. Can't find out how to do the blurps. Are you on mobile or are you on desktop? Yokai test? I could test it during a hunt. That's going to be the next thing. You're on PC. Hover your mouse over the screen and look to the right. You'll see the little icon for blurp. Yeah. No. The one thing I haven't really been able to do is get it to do a, like, real yokai. Ability. We're gonna start a hunt. I don't think it likes your accusations. Yeah, I don't think it does either. I don't think it's a fan. Yeah, we're gonna start a hunt. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get one more incense and then we'll do it. So the yokai has the ability to hunt you if you're 80% or lower by you talking near the ghost. And it never works for me. We scream and we scream and we scream. Nothing. Literally nothing. What options? Mare yokai. If that could be any clearer of a test for a yokai, I don't know what to tell you. Clueless. Yeah. So the distance from like there to where the ghost was, we're gonna guess this here, but like I need one good step. Need one good step. We're at less than 6 meters. This is less than 6 meters. So a yokai can't detect your voice or your electronics past 2.5 meters. Roughly one step in the game is like a meter, if you're trying to kind of measure it out. So regular ghosts, what is it, 7.5? How do you test for a shade on no evidence? On a no evidence, the way that I test for a shade is I turn the lights on in all the surrounding rooms and I sit in the room with the ghost with the lights off. If it's not throwing anything at all, the chances are that it's a shade. Shades can't throw items in the room with you while you're... The shade can't throw items while you're in the room, no matter if the lights are on or off. Regular ghosts can throw objects with you in the room, but they can't throw objects when the lights are on. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a yokai. We got the bone, we got the stuff. 8998, rock. Rock. Tash, hi friend. Hey, get your crickets out of here. Yokai it is. Tash, how are you, friend?
Welcome back.
Yokai.
Soap's ready for you.
Well, that was the most yokai that ever could yokai. I can't believe it. Actually, let's see. Hold on. So if I go photo camera, nice. If I go here. Oh, that was by chance? Never mind. The next time somebody has a yokai, if you're talking near the yokai and it hunts, can you let me know if it uses its ability? That'd be great. I don't know the last time I saw the yokai ability actually work. I feel like it's always a yokai. Either way, we did. I mean, that's why we don't just take the hunt and go like, oh, well, that was it. We'd have another hunt where I can actually test the distance with the electronics and stuff just to make sure. Just to be sure. So weird. Okay. So the next hunt, we have to be a little strategic here. The next hunt is going to be 8999. And then the one after that is the one. The real question is what I'm going to do on 9K. I think what I should do, I think I should do another smaller map for the next one. And then for 9K, Sunny Meadows. I have done VR before. Yeah, just lately it hasn't been cooperating with my PC. So I've got to get that figured out. Yeah. FM Bear, hello, how are you? I think so. I think we have to do a Sunny Meadows run after that. APOC 3 on high school. Why don't you do that and let me know how much fun you're having. You let me know. Hey, Lilac, good to see you. I heard the shade cannot make or do evidence while you're in the ghost room. Well, let's see. if we look at a shade gives you EMF, ghost writing, or freezing. Well, you can get freezing no matter what. That has nothing to, like, the shade can't stop freezing just because it's a shade. It won't write in the book while you're in the room. EMF 5, I'm pretty sure that shades will touch windows and doors with you near it. Maybe not a lot, but it will do it. So you can still get EMF 5. Pretty sure. Love Sunny Meadows. It's a really great map. It really is. California, thank you for the follow. All right. What map is my favorite? Willow. Willow is by far my favorite. All right, let's go to Ridgeview, and then after we do Ridgeview, we're gonna do Sunny Meadows. Tis the plan. Tis the plan.
Arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a curse.
Full Sunny? Yeah.
Investigate it.
Absolutely.
Careful. We don't know what
Yes, sir.
it's capable of.
Yes, sir. Brazil, what's up? How do you know if it's a mimic? The evidence. The evidence will give away if it's a mimic. Is there any way to view the maps in like a developer engine or something? Just to fully take everything in about them? I don't know about that. Not probably without doing some sort of weird back-end stuff that you're probably not supposed to do. I would assume no. No. Okay. To Ridge. Let's go. Jay White. Ooh, look how close we are. Parabolic EMF and motion sensor. I need the tier 3 parabolic. I need it. I need it. All right. Go back with our normal setup here and see what we got. Let us see. Betting with A. Roger that. Hey, what's up, Hales? How are you? Okay. Let's go find out what we have. Anyone else find out all the I Wish and Sunny Meadows? Yeah. Yep. I don't have a video on like where they all are or anything like that, but there's plenty of them. If you look up Google Phasmophobia, Sunny Meadows, monkey tag locations, I guarantee it will show up. I guarantee it. So first thing we're doing is we're getting the power on. Tips for Sunny Meadows? Yeah, find the ghost using the parabolic microphone. For sure. Damn, none of it's open. How many evidence? This is Nightmare, so there'll be 2. There will be 2. Oh, hey. The paw. Roger that. Go see Yokai Trust. Bring you down here. Put you right there. The paw. Trolley, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. Okay. But once you find the monkey paw wishes, once you find them, you can actually go to your journal. Where is it? It's under, I think, when you go to items and you come over, you can see all the wishes. So this will be empty for you until you find all of the monkey paw wishes inside of Sunny Meadows. So spread throughout the map, you'll find them randomly. It's in a set location, so like it's not, they don't change where it goes. But once you find them in the map, then they will populate in here. I think it populates after you go back to the main menu. I think. All right, so now we know where the ghosty room is. Let's start getting some equipments in there. We'll get some salt, UV, this time. Yeah, see you, Carl. Flounder, how are you? Welcome in. Can you still make wishes if you haven't found them yet? Yes. You don't need to find them to make the wishes. It's just a nice point of reference so that if you're like, what wishes can I make? Being able to look in the journal is really nice. F them shoes is right. Yeah, you tell him, Ghosty. Amber! Hi, friend. The texting is also nice for learning wishes. Yeah. Yeah. Especially for learning wishes. Ghosty. Oh, you're going that way. All right, no UV. I want a shirt that says F them shoes. I'm a bot. Thank you for the 2 months. Oh my god. Hey, Mystery, how are you? There's a part of me that does like the idea of wishes or other curse only being able to be used if you do something in another map. Well, I think the idea of making it where you can only do this if you do this, but it also involves multiple locations is just a cool idea. I don't know if cursed possessions is the way to go for that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Kirk! Thank you for the sub, homie. All right, I see no orbs. None. We don't have UV. So now we need to bring in more stuff. Bring this. Going through airport security. Damn. My service always sucks in airports. Always sucks. Solare! Hello. Something didn't pop up. Try refreshing your stream, the stream, Johnny. Where are you? Are you near?
Far from there.
Yeah? Spare parts. Coda, do exclamation point schedule. No freezing. It's probably going to tell me it's elderly soon. Can't be an Obake. It's not doing anything. What up, Noah? Okay, point taken. God, ghosts are so sensitive. Damn. Hey, what's up, Soul? What are we doing? Playing some Nightmares. Nice chill Sunday. Wants me out of there. It's not a fan. Tis not a fan. All right, what do we know? We know it's not a wraith. Walked in the salt. We have that. Am I missing any other evidence? I'm not. I'm not. But we need parabolic and motion sensors, so we might as well frickin' get them. So I think what I'm going to do is drop the camera and do it. Let's do it that way. What up, Extreme? We have no orbs. No. Negative. Last, how are you? What level am I now? 69. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to end it, you know? Ghost fart. Predict it's going to be a demon for 9,000? Maybe. Watch, it's going to kill me instantly when I go to do that map. Not writing. Probably going to be EMF or freezing. Or dots. Phantom Yokai Dio. A Dio. Where are you? Are you near?
Close.
Where are you?
Active killing. Far.
Are you near? Where are you? I was about to say if this is a yokai, I could be in danger because I don't have a crucifix in there, but well, never mind. I think we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Oh, I just don't need to get a parabolic response. Son of a bitch. That's right. I need a photo camera. Give. We're gonna pretend you're not gonna hunt. Yeah. Tis a Dio. Tis indeed. Ever take it for a walk? Roger that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put these out here. Put those out there. We're gonna do that guy. That guy. That guy. Where's the dots? Jesus. Come this way. Don't you dare. I swear to God, you're in front of the dots. Okay. I mean, in front of the salt. You know what I mean? I was about to say, dude, I swear. Ah, swears to it. That turns into a salt photo. I'll be so mad. Friendly Sarah, thank you for the raid. How are you? Welcome in. All right. I still need a parabolic, but let's do this first. How was stream? Oh, Peanut, how are you? Hiking, hello, hi. It's about to fart on me, isn't it? Sick son of a bitch. That sick son of a bitch. Doing well. Stream was nice. Cozy. Okay, okay. We're trying. We do have we have a Dio, so we can take our little Dio for a walk, which is super nice. A lot of farting around here. Whatever, break. Whatever. Stream has been good. Stream has been good. We have... My next investigation is going to be... My next investigation is going to be case number 9,000, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Yeah. Zyron, I can't help you with crashes in the game, dude. As your official content creators can't help you with bugs or with crashes. Yeah. That's something you have to talk to the development team or the support that they have. Do we get the bone? Did I get the bone? You say it's over 9,000. I know. I know. All right. I don't need you, but we're going to grab another one of you just to be safe. I have the parabolic up there somewhere. Let's go do the things. There's the dots. I know. No bone yet? All right, let's go find it. Let's go find it. First, I want to get the parabolic. Ah! Do I? Bone hunting time? Yeah. I could get this during the hunt. You know what I mean? Wasn't it spine? I think that was last game. Right? Or did I find the bone in the basement? Nope. It was last game. There it is. There we go. DTM, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Can you talk to me in a different way? Because apparently this is not something that registers through a parabolic about. That's funny. There it is. By cycling through the parabolic while it was hunting in front of our face, I was able to mute the hunting sound and only hear the whisper. So I heard the whisper. There's our little Dio. There's our little Dio. Wonder what he's saying. That's a great question. We could have him hunt one more time for funsies. For funsies. Love a good old Dio. Yeah, you know. They're our homie. See? Our homie's coming back for more. It was careless? No, there was a lot of care in that whisper. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. One more for the road? Yeah, I think so. I know one of the parabolic noises is the B-movie script. Pull his finger? I don't want to pull his finger. No. All right. Oh, little Dio. You little cutie patootie. It's a big breath in my face. Yeah, he could brush, but we're all right. All right, Dio. Dio. What was the cursed possession? It was the monkey paw. And I was going to use it, but since we had the Dio and we knew what it was and we got all the things, no point.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
No point. All right. We just left that number so we could get it right back. Nice. All right, I have ads. We need to run the ads before we do the game, friends. Dio for 9,000? No, it's going to be something stupid. It's going to be something stupid. It's going to be all the way in the back of Sunny Meadows. How much you want to bet? Yeah. All right, I'm going to do ads real quick, friends. If you are not a sub, if you don't have turbo, I do 3 minutes every hour to prevent any pre-rolls. So that way you guys don't miss any gameplay. Don't miss any gameplay. That's the entire reason we even run ads at all. If I didn't have to, trust me, we would not. But that's why we wait in the lobby so everyone's on the same page. All right, 3 minutes, BRB, friends. BRB. Maxie, thank you for the prime. There we have it. It's going to be Ure in the back of Sunny Meadows. I know. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Seeing Phasmophobia reminded you to play Phasmophobia. There you go. Play Phasmophobia. All the way in the kitchen to Jin. I haven't had a... Oh, don't be. I haven't had a kitchen ghost in a little while. Where else have I not had it in a while? I haven't had it in the goo room. Haven't had it in the goo room. Do I ever do public lobbies with viewers? I do viewer days. Yep, I always announce it. It's whenever I have one, it will be in my title. It will typically be in my title, or I will announce it in my Discord. Yeah. Might play Phaz on Sunny Meadows while watching. Halogen, you animal. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. Had one ad? Sweet. That just means you won the ad lottery. That's all that means. No, if Siraj is here, it's not going to be a mare. That's just the way that it goes. What is the bone for? No, the bone is not for sanity. The bone is evident. Like, not evidence as in to tell you what type of ghost it is. The evidence that the ghost was there. The entire point of getting the bone was so that you can get extra money XP and get a perfect game. At some point, they are going to take away needing to get the bone, and I can't freaking wait because it's annoying to look for it. 'Tis annoying. Tips for new players, always know where to hide. Didn't get any ads? Sweet. Sweet. Do. Oh boy. Sorry. Hold on. Boop, boo. Boop, boop, boo. We back? No, not everybody. We still have a minute. Technically, we still have a minute. So I wait out the entirety of it. Boo, 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 boo. Excuse you, Chrome, are you okay? Boo, boo, boo. Okay. Sorry, I was updating something. Apologies. Apologies. There's no set time, Jay. It's randomly. Yeah, it's usually if we meet the sub goal on Twitch. Yeah. Astro, thank you for the 2 months. Able to do no evidence runs. Nice. Should I be able to do APOC 3? Technically, yeah. It's just going to be really annoying. At first, it'll be annoying. You'll get better as time goes on the more you do it. But yeah, it's going to be... APOC 3 is no joke, man. It is no joke. No joke. Watch the VODs and stuff on YouTube. Times I'm not working. Streaming, I am too. Oh, I got you. Well, welcome in. It is great having you, friend. I know. The times don't always add up. They don't always align, but here we are. I just got the game. What do? You go to Steam and then you hit play. Yeah. That's just my personal advice. Yeah. Baboose, thank you for the 4 months. Ted, thank you for the resub. My God. Playing on Nightmare Tangle. Nice. Nice. Sounds like a lot of work. What's that? Starting the game? I have not gotten any snow in my area. No, not yet. It's coming. It's supposed to show up later today or tomorrow. Something like that. I have to check the weather again. But either way, it's supposed, like, I keep getting weather alerts, so it's like it's coming. When's it gonna get here? Eventually. So I'll probably be working from home tomorrow. Yeah. You miss the snow? Are you in an area where you don't get snow anymore? Willow? No. Nope. We have a job to do. So this is going to be case number 9,000. After this case, we can officially say when someone asks, how many investigations have you done? Over 9,000. So I think it is only appropriate to do this at one of the scariest maps in the game, Sunny Meadows. At my favorite difficulty, Nightmare. Nightmare is my favorite difficulty because of multiple reasons. One, being that you can still show off the evidence types. Two, that you're still working your brain because you're trying to figure out what it could be with what you have left. So that is why I love Nightmare so much. You don't get a sanity board. You don't get an activity board. More hiding is blocked off, all that jazz, but it is still really enjoyable for me. So we just have to hope that Ghosty is not hiding in the back of like the male or the female wing or something stupid. So off we go. And you get a cursed possession. Yes. Agreed upon.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare
Yeah.
accordingly before starting the investigation.
May, you've said like 100 times over to test for a banshee. That doesn't make sense when we're sitting in the lobby. That's like seeing that you have the mirror and you're like, hey, use the tarot cards. Okay, 1 second. I'm on it. Ghost gamble? No. No. No, I'm going to have I'll have a ghost gambling day soon. Ty. See, you said please. See that? That's manners. You see how nice that is? You see how nice that is? There might be a banshee in the lobby. Touche. She could be a banshee in there. That's a good point. Tis a good point. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, here we are. Officially case number 9,000. William Halstead. Great name. Great name. This is going to be a ghost that just has class and culture. You can tell by that name. I expect great things. Great things. Crucifix ghost event in 25%. We are on Nightmare, and this is full Sunny Meadows. So let's go find us a ghosty. No, it's not over 9,000. The next investigation is over 9,000. Come on, get with it, guys. Come on. Get with it. All right, I'm going to do EMF, flashlight, parabolic, and hope. And hope. Oh, there's no power here. That's yikes. Yikes. Let's go see what our cursed possession is. It's exactly on 9,000. Ooh, the mirror. At least it's helpful. All right, where's the room? Where's it going to be? Where's the room going to be? What's this mirror going to show me? I think it's going to show me... It's going to be something stupid. It's going to show me like a room from the male wing. That's my guess. Restricted. Female wing. Right behind me. It'll show me. The waiting room. It's here. Have fun finding the bone. Stop it. You knock it off. That could have been anywhere, and we got pretty damn lucky. Critter, how are you, Fred? Oh, boo. You don't have to walk far. Wow. Rude. Absolutely rude. Restricted? No. It's the full map. 'Tis the entirety. I still don't know where the power is. We gotta go find that. Nothing. Okay. This guy, with you there, and then to get a good spread of the dots, what we do is put it like this. A little more confirmation. A little more confirmation. Check the cams for the camera that is the camera that I just put into the room. Nah. Bones gonna be in the courtyard? All right, I'm taking your word for it. It better be. If it's not in the courtyard, I'm gonna write you an angry letter. Better damn believe it. Better be a bone in there. All right, get all these. Let's watch this for a second and see if maybe we get dots. Eliminate some stuff. Oh, yeah. You're asking me to check for cameras in a room that doesn't have any cameras that are naturally in the room until we put it in the room. Yeah. Make sure to remember to do the thing. I will do the thing. Roger that. Dots music. I'll add some back eventually. I just need to find some from one of my websites where I license music from. Phone's going to be at the other end of the map. You guys are rude. All right. Nothing so far. Can the ghost room be the courtyard? Yes, it can. Yeah. And when it's raining and stuff and it's out there, yeah, it's tough. Okay. We don't have any touchies of the windows or the doors yet that I could tell. Oh, come on. 1 degree. Come on. You're so close. Oh, whatever. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Here's one of those tags, by the way. Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? We have writing. I didn't even see the book get lifted. I wonder if it happened when we were outside of the room. I don't know. Does it lock those doors when hunting? No, the only doors that lock when it hunts on Sunny Meadows is the front door and the door to the wings. So we have writing. Which, I mean, it still could be an early hunter. We have to be somewhat cautious. I think what I want to do now, I think I want to find the power in the bone. It's going to be a shade. Please no. Please no. Don't do this to me. How to celebrate with a shade. It's, you know it's going to be. Throwing a lot of stuff over there. All right. I know what I'm gonna do. Did I just get a vet? No, the door did. What was that sound? Okay, that was a little weird. It's a rev. Oh no. Here's our ghosties for those that are curious. All we have is writing so far. We do not have the second piece of evidence. Not yet. It could be freezing. And if it's freezing, that's what we have. I took some sanity just in case. Hello, evidence. Check it in. Okay. Where do I check first? First, I'm going to check in here. Actually, I need to check all the front. I need to check the office. I'm using a firelight to slow down the sanity drain as well, so we don't get completely cooked on our way through. Ding dong, room service. A Dio would be wonderful. I would not be upset about a Dio. Come on. Bone in the front. Wouldn't that just be lovely? No? All right. Again, I'm just covering our bases because I don't want to search this entire map to find out that the bone was actually up front. Would probably be a little upset. Probably be a little angry. What up, Ski? How are you? How much does the firelight stop? I don't remember exactly how slow it slows down the sanity drain. Way back when, it used to completely stop passive sanity drain, but now it slows it down. Depends on the firelight, yeah. Still say courtyard? It makes me want to go there first. You know what? I'm going to the courtyard first. We'll check all these rooms as we come back. Oh, no. Oh, it's not heavy. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Tier 2 is 50% according to the... Okay. We'll do a quick lap. We have a flashlight as well as a headlamp. We have all the things because it is tough to see sometimes. But look at this stuff. Like the bone could be hiding within these leaves. And you borderline would never know. It would have to stand out so much. I'm not seeing it. With heavy rain, it would blow the heavy rain. I wouldn't be able to hold the candle out here if it was. Dreading it. No, Sunny Meadows is a great map. It's really good. Like, this wouldn't seem as painful if I wasn't looking for the bone. If I wasn't looking for the bone, this wouldn't seem nearly as painful. We can hide there. One of the games you had a floating bone. If you had a floating bone, the chances are that... Oh, that's right. I never looked for the power. Shit. If you had a floating bone, it was probably the default bone location, and the bone spawned out of bounds. Or guessing. The bone be in here? All right, let me go check down here. Let's go see. Do I know when the next update is? Nope. Nope. When I know when I'm aware of the date for the next update, you guys get to know when the next update is. Floating bugs. Where's the Ouija board when you need it? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Where the hell's the bone? Excited for the update? Yeah. Let me go check over here. I don't remember seeing it outside. Not in the courtyard. I don't remember seeing it. What the? Would you? What the? What is happening? What the fuck? So, okay. What? Look at my indicator. Do you see my little indicator? How it's a circle? When it's a circle, I'm not grabbing the door. There I am. Why are these wooden planks no longer considered part of the door? Cuss words? Yeah, adults do that. How long has that been a thing? Because look, when I go in between them to the door, it's the cursed door. This must be where the bone is located. Dude, okay. Okay. I'm about to go get another firelight though. We can check for, we can go check for evidence on our way back through. That's different. Mike got murdered here yesterday. Well, there's a good possibility I know why. Trying to open a door that won't open. Still no freezing. That one girl, thank you for the 2 months, homie. Hey, Flutes, how are you? I'm good. Still no freezing. It's not really throwing anything. Did I officially check for UV? I don't know if I did. Next, thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate you. I think the ghost ate the bone. I think you might be right. You might be right. All right, I have salt. Yeah. Glanced over the UV. I think I did too. I think I started doing everything else and didn't think about it. Or I saw like no I saw no UV on the doors or the windows or anything, and I just kept moving, which was the mistake. William Halstead wouldn't eat the bone. He would just do it with a knife and a fork. Ghost. What is happening? Hello? Ghost? You want to walk around a little bit? Eight delayed orbs? I don't think so. No. No lorbs. Negative. It's not moving at all. Holy shit, it's moving! It's moving! It's moving! Yeah, we have ultraviolet. About retaining sanity. Who needs it? Sir William Halstead. You're better than this, sir. Okay, you're not throwing a lot. You're not hunting us early. This is probably going to be a miling. But before we do that though, maybe before we look for the bone, hold on. Crucifix, 25%. Maybe before we do that, we do this. Oh, do I take the risk? Do I have another one in there? No, I don't. Damn. All right, we'll come back. We'll come back. Scare the crap out of you. How do you think I feel? Holy moly. Guess we'll try there. Hasn't blown this out either. You notice that? Look. Homie waits for an event to do anything? Was that? Okay. I don't know which object that was, and I'm not about to risk it. Okay. Oh, is this going to count? Okay, good. It did. I couldn't tell if that went out naturally or if it did the ting. All right. I'm going to go get the other salt now. Possible shade. I'll show you the ghost. So we are looking at a Pulte demon or Myling. It's not throwing a lot. Doesn't seem to be hunting early. Not from what it feels like. And then a Myling. So we have a feeling it's going to be a Myling. Definitely seems like it. All right. Give me this. We need this. Yeah. So we will see her shortly. Is this your demon prediction? Maybe it's just a crappy demon. Could be. Absolutely could be. Why aren't you walking around? It's just sitting still. Do I need to antagonize that again? Man, that William Halstead. Heard he's a real bad chess player. I bet he doesn't even drink tea with his pinky out. You bet he sleeps. I bet he sleeps with socks on too. I don't think that's an insult though. I bet your khakis aren't even ironed, nerd. All right. What we are going to do, we are going to leave. Like now he's randomly throwing like single objects like a turd. Watch it be a Pulte. Now you walk in the salt, you son of a bitch. Oh no, that might count as a salt photo. I'm not sure yet. We're about to find out. You rang. Bellboy. Service. Salt in the back too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, finally walked through it. But we don't need it. We're good. Service, please. Okay, we need... Okay, we need to... this has to be strategic. Because we needed to knock out a couple of things here. So, I don't mind my sanity getting tanked because we needed to eat a crucifix anyway. And I also need 25. So this is our time to go look for the bone. This is the time. We just need it to stay in there. Yep. Yep. Force a hunt with a mirror. You can't stop a cursed hunt with a tier 2 crucifix. So that would kind of defeat the entire point of what we're doing. Yeah. Melartech, thank you for the 2 months. All right, we're starting over here. I have no idea where the power is, but whatever. I'm not about to go searching the entire map for it. We just need to find the bone. Just in case it's for some reason comes over here. Hello, Gabs. How are you? Would a parabolic be a good thing? I mean, it could be, but I'll know if it's hunting because this wing will lock with me in it. So that won't, the ghost is not going to be able to roam this far. No, it's not in the courtyard. We were literally there. Nope. Classic looking for the bone on Sunny Meadows. It's going to be in the last place that we look. Oh, and that's okay. You know, it's about completion. It's about being able to do a full investigation, getting the ghost right, doing all the things. Yeah. All right. So the hope here is that the bone is standing out and that it's not like under a bookcase. I mean, under a suitcase or something stupid. Not all crucifix tiers keep them from hunting. No, if you have a cursed hunt, you're forcing a hunt. You can't stop it with a tier 1 or a tier 2 crucifix. It has to be a tier 3. That's one of the benefits of the tier 3 crucifix is being able to stop a cursed hunt. when you do that, it will eat the entirety of the crucifix. So when you go to use it, it can't be used at all. It normally has 2 bites on it. A cursed hunt will basically be like 2 bites. Could it be behind the bed? Oh, like it was that one time? It could be. Was that me? Did I hear a switch? Well, that was weird. I've seen that movie before. Look, it's anybody's guess where it could be. We just have to take a stab and try to find it. When it comes to, like, if you're looking for advice on what to do to look for the bone, I mean, the bone is a 100% random spawn. Having multiple people in the map that can spread out and look for it is the way to go. Or just don't care about it and move on. But since it's case 9000, we want to find it. Is this APOC 3? No. If it was APOC 3, I wouldn't be able to move the way that I am. I'm moving way too fast for APOC 3. And I can sprint. Oh, bone. I feel like I should just go downstairs now and make my way across. What do you guys think? Do you think I should go downstairs, do the hospital wing? Should I go across over to the male wing? I mean, the female wing. Or should I go do the center? Downstairs? Okay. Then let's do that. So we're using the firelight to try and prevent at least some sanity drain. At least some. Basement all the way. All right, let's go say hi to Pamela. Pam, do you have the bone? Those are locked. Excuse you. Hi, Pam. Pam, where's the bone? Imagine if I walked in here and the bone was laying on top of her. You know how funny that would have been? That would have been absolutely legendary. Flies, yeah. There's nothing back there. No. Thanks, Pam. I don't see a bone in here. All I see is fruit punch. Okay, that's the hallway. But laying next to her. Oh, okay. That could be the way too. Everybody loves Pam. She's wonderful. She's been through a lot, man. You got to cut her some slack. Hey, Cherry, how are you? We're just on Sunny Meadows looking for a bone. By the way, here's another one of those tags. Somebody was looking for them earlier. I'm like, I swear to God, I think I'm hearing like sounds that don't sound ambient. They sound like the ghost doing things, and it wouldn't make sense for that to happen. It's either that or my children are doing things upstairs, and I'm hearing thuds, and it's making me think that it's the ghost. Which in that case, I'm haunted twice. Nothing here. The thing you have to think about when you're looking for this stuff like this is that the bone could just be a freaking rib cage in a room that you haven't looked in yet. So while you want to look in detail at the same time you want to get in at least a peek into all the rooms. It either has not tried to hunt or the ghost has not been inside the range of the crucifix. One or the other. I don't know which one yet. Nothing. If you have a UV in this room, you have a nice little surprise for anybody that is new that maybe doesn't know that. Mirror, mirror on the wall. wish. I wish. Oh, really? Oh, I thought I was stuck. Oh, dude. I was about to be a little upset. There's another tag, by the way. I swear to God, man. I thought that I was stuck. Like, you son of a bitch. Alright, well, we're just gonna let this burn out and just make our way over here. It's fine. Have to wiggle it out, yeah. Yeah, ever since they adjusted the physics, people have been getting randomly stuck in places, so just be careful. Just be careful. Are we going to get lucky enough to get a bone in the goo room on case 9000? Are we going to have a goo room bone? I can't believe it's in this room. Are we lucky enough to get a goo room bone? I think so. Oh my God. Multi-demon myling. I'm just looking at the photos, making sure we have all the photos that we need. Okay. Get out of town. No way. In my favorite room in the entire asylum? You know what? And sheer victory, we're taking some of the meat. We're bringing back a souvenir. Listen, even as somebody, I have misophonia. Like, certain sounds just are gross to me. For some reason, the ones in that room are okay. Are okay. Wow. Victory meat. That's right. Next time my wife asks me what I want for dinner, like, victory meat? Ghost, you'll never guess what I found. Victory meat. Okay. Let's go get another incense, and then we'll maybe start a hunt. A Sunday roast. You know what? You know what? We might call it victory meat. I guarantee William Halstead would call it a Sunday roast. I bet he would too. Yes, quite. Ghostie's a vegan. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh, you threw it. See? Look, the ghost likes it. I was like, where did it go? Did he eat it? William. I don't even have it on a plate. William. Would you like some more of your victory meat? Sounds like a yes to me. Here you go, big guy. Get off the chair. William Halstead, Jr. the Third. That is not how we treat our furniture, sir. Excuse you. Kids these days. No respect. None. Makes me sick. Makes me sick. You know what, William? Tired of your shenanigans. Meat yeet? No, the only time we call it a meat yeet is whenever you have a poltergeist inside of the goo room. When you have a polty inside of the goo room and it throws all the meat inside of that room, that's a meat yeet. Yeah, there's a term for it. Time for a hunt? I think so too. If I'm watching this way and it throws the meat, we'll be able to hear it. Can you blame him? He's been in the waiting room this whole time. Oh, it's like Beetlejuice. With that long ass waiting number. Yeah. All right. Well, we have our smudges. I think there was hiding in the office, right? I think so. We need to give William Halstead a middle name. Okay. What I really want, we need a cruci burn. William David Halstead. Franklin Edward. Oh no, kind of like Edward. Yeah, kind of like Edward. Silent as can be. We heard like door touches and all that jazz. We couldn't hear the ghost walking at all. He went downstairs. That's... He's close. Yeah. Hello, sir. So impatient. Jeez. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yes, sir. How can I help you? Oh, there's nobody even here. Rude. Kids these days, no patience whatsoever. He had to wait for so long. He was in the waiting room. Now he's getting pissed, so he's coming out and ringing the bell. I've been waiting for 9,000 cases for you to show up, damn it. Classic William Halstead. Classic. All right, we got the bone. Found it in the goo room. It's a myling. Got all the photos. Perfect. Perfect. How can we do a myling test? So the way that you can do a myling test, if you're not sure based on listening, because you're like, I think the footsteps might be kind of loud, a way to do it would be take a flashlight, get far enough away to where the ghost is going to come, maybe like you want to get in the path because you want to be able to hear the footsteps eventually. But when you put the flashlight down, the myling's footsteps are quieter. So you'll be able to hear the ghost, you'll hear its voice, and you'll be able to see the flashlight blink at the same time. For normal ghosts that are not a myling, you will hear them first and then see the flashlight blink when it gets close enough. So myling being quieter, we could hear the door touches, all that stuff, and you heard literally nothing else. Literally nothing else. So myling. Case 9000. Thank you, William. MV, what's up, dude?
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready.
Yeah, and we were pretty sure it was a myling anyway because it wasn't throwing a lot, which means not a pulty, and also it wasn't doing any sort of early hunting or fast hunting or anything, which technically the pulty could just choose not to be throwing a lot at that moment, or the demon could choose not to hunt, so you need to be really careful, and that's what the whole point of testing is for. But basically narrowing it down to the myling and then testing to make sure that it's a myling. So Sir William Halstead, case number 9000 for exactly 2,500 XP. Mr. William, we bid you adieu and we thank you. 9,000 in the books. Sheesh. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to case 10K. Holy shit. That's going to have to be something big. What is that going to be? No idea. No clue. Cheerio, William. Have you ever tried APOC 3 on high school? I haven't. It's terrible. I'm pretty sure I have. And it is terrible. I would agree. I would agree. I think it was Mike recently who was doing some like random challenges, and he had to do high school over and over and over again. Now he can iron his pants in peace. God bless his little soul. 12-hour stream. No, the 10K investigation has to be something. I don't know what it's gonna be. We have a long time before that happens. Yeah. What up, bees? How are you? What'd you miss? We just did case investigation number 9,000. 12-hour investigation. Oh, okay. Now I understand. I get it. What ghost is slow and speeds up the closer it is to the player? Speeds up the closer? There's no ghost that speeds up closer to the player without any sort of like recognition from the ghost knowing where you are. There's a ghost that is fast and slows down when it gets close to the player. That's a Dio. The Revy only speeds up if it senses where you are. But what ghost is slow and speeds up the closer it is? I mean, if you're talking about, if it is line of sight, that's all of them almost. There's certain ghosts that don't have line of sight speed ups, but that's very minimal. The Jinn speeds up and then slows down. Yeah, it's a question of if it's a line of sight question or not. There's a lot more information that's not there. Just asking if it does that, I get there. It's very situational. Very situational. How we doing on ads? I could probably do a quick run before ads happen. My longest round, over an hour. Definitely over an hour. Fastest run, less than a minute. I would guarantee it. That one girl, thank you for the biddies. Got the level 30, tried Nightmare, and it says it provides one less evidence, meaning I need to figure out what the ghost is doing during a hunt. Well, figuring out what the ghost is doing during a hunt might be how you answer the question. Do APOC 3 on Sunny Meadows, perfect game. Oh, I would fail my 10K instantly. I would fail. Can we vote for the next map? Minnie, yeah. Apparently Izzy's asleep upstairs. Yeah. The sassy voices. Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna try to sneak a Edgefield run in. You know what? No, we'll do Tangle. I'm gonna do a Tangle run before the ads play. Then we'll do the ads, and then maybe I'll do a larger map again. We will see. But let's do a really quick Tangle street. If you guys are not in my Discord already, the Discord is there, friends. The rest of the socials are there. Revamping the Discord a little bit, adding some things, stuffing things. Okay. It's over 9,000. It is over 9,000. Look, now you can say it. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going by whatever the other last thing said. That might have been technically 9,000 and I don't know. Wait, what's this say? No. Okay, this is wrong. Okay. So my book says 9,001. This says 9,002. I almost guarantee that my next investigation, this will also say 9,002. Up to no good? Yeah. It's a lot of cases. Hi, Mr. Carr. I know. It's a few couple at least. At least. All right. Let's do... Somebody said motion sensors. Can we do motion sensors? Sure. Do 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 do. Not a blood moon? No. No blood moon. I heard the rain and I thought it was gonna be a blood moon as well. Yeah. Ooh, I just started walking through a motion sensor. Which one? Okay. So the question is, are you living room? Master? Are you roaming? See if we can find out what the room is based on the motion sensors alone by themselves. Motion sensors are OP and people don't realize it. They're so useful. All right, let's turn the power on. All right. Now that we have the power on, get our lights on. Stalking ghost? Nothing about it says stalking to me. Not yet. Hey, Rookie, how are you? It was walking here. Wait, is that there or there? Hold on. I heard it over here. Maybe in the master? I can see all three motion sensors from here. All right. Is it the master or is it there? Maybe it's the living room. Why didn't the door close? Because it wasn't near the front door enough. If I was a betting man. Could it be the closet? That entire room is technically one room. Either living room or hallway. It could just be here. But it's throwing stuff in there. It's just not walking around. That's the issue. Cracked bean, how are you? See, there's nothing here. All one room? All one room. Yeah. Are they throwing things in here? Dude. The second I walk away, this one goes off. This son of a bitch. No more bath mystery. No more bath mystery. JW, welcome in. Okay, maybe motion sensors are what I want right now. This ghost is being a jerk. It's just not walking around. What the f— That's the issue. Lazy? I guess. Like, it's not roaming at all. The problem is it's not walking around. That's the issue. Wherever it is. And what the is it a wraith? Are you teleporting around? Or hear me out. Is this sack of shit in here somehow? What the okay, I think I give up. I think I give up. Is it green? Oh, it's the car. Yeah, okay. I give up. I give up. Taste of the rainbow. Thank you for the sub. Welcome in. How are you? Use the equipment. Oh, that's what you do? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Quick investigation. Yeah, I lied. I'm so full of it. So full of it. We thought. What evidence do I have? Literally nothing. The ghost is throwing things in here, throwing things over here, going over here. It's all over the place. But it's like, I can't track how it's walking because the way that it's walking doesn't make sense. It's like skipping motion sensors somehow. And now it's over here. Like, what the hell? Could it be twins? Well, did we have any? I had walking over here at one point. It just touched a door in here, though. Watch it be twins. Watch it be twins. We had walking here. That was a guarantee. And it can be a wraith, by the way. But when the wraith teleports, it teleports within range of the player. It doesn't just teleport to a random part of the map. So you have to understand that part of it. Twins, Basil, twins. Oh, you're a gamer. What are you playing? All right. Let's go with some salt. How do you spot a Ure on no evidence? Keep the doors open and hope you get a door slam. Yeah. That or just eliminate the chance of it being all the other ghosts. To be honest with you, that's probably the better way of doing it. All right, let's pretend that you are tweens. EMF, spirit box freezing. What a ghost to try and do the freaking motion sensor bullshit onto. Spirit box. Let's try that. Let us try that. I'm well aware of what to do, Zader. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Any challenge today? I just did case number 9,000. Yeah. Just did case 9,000. Crazy. Crazy talk. Let's bring this. Bring this. Bring... What does the wraith need? It wasn't walking in any of the salt, so... EMF, spirit box, or dots? Dots? Just trying to help? Well, being helpful, that's not a problem. But saying, do this, do that, do this, do that, place that down, go over here, do this, do that, that's not really being helpful. That's just, hey, do what I'm telling you to do. Which I don't think anybody wants. Definitely ride you. Well, I think the odds of a wraith have gone up a little bit. So we'll see. No backseat driving. Well, there's no problem with questions. Questions are perfectly fine. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Look at you. Oh, get out of here. Asking a question or suggestion. Backseat gaming. Yeah. Agreed upon. Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah, look at now. It's just showing off with all the dots. You see that? SB, thank you for the 2 months. Why almost every demon I have got is in a bathroom? It just has to go potty. It has to go potty. Look at all that. I could see the salt from the window. I could see that it wasn't walked in. Yeah. I think the odds of this being a wraith have gone up exponentially. Now, it being all over the place and being over here when I wasn't there and then going all the way back, that I can't explain that. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. Freaking weird. All right, escape and crucifix. Sounds good. Hey, run into the ghost. You got it. Right away, sir. The only demands we take are telling the ghosty to do the thing. To do the thing, that's right. That is right. All right, well, I need a cruci bite. If it changed rooms, that means it went from there to there to there. Oh, Zader, thank you for the subs. You didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. All right. Listen up, ghosty shorts. We have a crucifix in there already? Correct, but what if it spawns outside of the range of the crucifix? So that's why I bring the second. You want to, if you're trying to get a cruci bite, get the other one in, get the other one with you. Because what if it goes to hunt, and when it starts that hunt, it's outside of the range? Do you see how outside of the range that is? Right here, it could hunt from. No, Zader, listen. No, my apology. You are good. I appreciate it. I understand getting excited, wanting to get involved and wanting to be a part of the investigation and saying like, what about this? Have we checked this? Go do this. I get it. I appreciate it. The bathroom is where you release your demons. Yeah, that makes sense. Stupid. Stupid. What do we have? What is our cursed? Oh, it's going to be that one, isn't it? Sup, dog? Can you go back to your room? Thanks. No, go back to your room. I don't know if I'll be able to lower my sanity enough. We could try. It might hunt right on top of me if it teleports to me. Ty, thank you for the gifted to Zader. All right, Frank, you listen here and you listen good. Me and you, it's party time. He's pretty excited about it. He can't contain his excitement. I can see the heart pin. When I see that the little pin there on the table go in, it's hunt time. Hi, Queen. After a good dinner? No, before a good dinner. After. No. After is... Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing voodoo doll. Hello, butcher. Sleep coma. Especially after a good one. Yeah. After a good din-din. Mm-hmm. All right, so now that the heart pin has been pushed in, now what I can do is... Oh, all of them pushed in. Okay, never mind. Hopefully my sanity is low enough now to where it tries to hunt. It sounds like a bad idea, but I think what I might do is I think I might go sit with the ghost. That way, if it tries to teleport, it teleports to me. and starts a hunt. I don't want it to, I'm covering the most that I can with what we have. How to use the voodoo doll? You right click and the pins get pushed in. You lose 5% sanity for every pin that you push. You lose 10% for the heart pin, and the heart pin will cause an instant hunt. So we know it's over here chilling. If it decides to be a wraith and teleport, it's going to teleport to here. So we just have to get the crucifix. Did I get the I didn't get photos. I'm not worried about that. I just want to get the objectives. I can almost get on the bed. I can almost get on the bed. Let me on. Let me on. Is the pin that pushes random? 100%. Hey, I'm going to play games, okay? You don't mind, do you? Maybe you mind a little bit. Here. I'm sorry. That was an I'm sorry smudge. Spend his V-Bucks. We're not a monster. All right, Wraith. We're not an animal. Don't mess up his save. Already saved over it. Nerd.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Wraith. All right. Ad time. We have ads. We have ads. Let's go ahead and do them. We do 3 minutes every hour. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, I'm not going to go to the next map until they are done. So go stretch, go get a drink, go get a snack. BRB. BRB. I gave the ghost 5 gifted. I'm down. I'm down. The ghost probably deserves it. Maybe it's his first day. We don't know. We don't know. Harley, I can't really help with APOC 3. No, I don't run them enough. I don't run them enough to say that I can confidently give somebody advice on what to do for them. I could give you general advice, but it's not going to be the best advice ever. Only Mr. Reaper! Bro, you have an ad blocker? Skibbity. Yeah. Only Mr. Reaper! Thank you for the subs, homie. Oh my goodness. Hi, Royal. Like that, Olive. Level 43, any advice? Don't be afraid to let the ghost hunt. Letting the ghost hunt can really help you get better and also could save you so much time in figuring out what the ghost is. If you only rely on the evidence, it could take a while. Hey, Mr. Song, how are you? Best advice for APOC 3, watch some guy named Dave. Nuka Dave, get it correct. Get it right, please. Think they'll give some love to the sound sensors and add some additional benefits to them? I hope so. I hope that they not only add benefits to the sound sensors, but like the parabolic as well. Adding the ability to hear like the EMF would be wonderful, and it should be. I can hear the dot buzz, but I can't hear the EMF go off. Imagine being able to do a gin test from another floor. Yeah, that'd be sick. What is the ID? If you are a kinetic partner, that's what that badge is. Yeah. It's the best way to see the ghost when looping. Flashlight, night vision, sound. The best way to see the ghost? I mean, if you're looping and you have your I mean, you could use flashlights and things, just don't have them on you. If you know that you're going to be looping a spot and you are having a ghost that's being super dumb and turning off the power a bunch, take the extra flashlights you have, put them in the building and light the room with them. That, the firelights, whatever you can. Because then you're not getting sensed and you can see. If you're playing solo and you have 4 flashlights, take them in. Set up shop. Yeah, only Mr. Reaper. Thank you for the sub, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you. Night vision is probably the worst. Yeah, if you're using night vision in the middle of a hunt like that, you're not only your vision's being skewed, and also it can see you. Like, it senses where you are all the time. Never thought of that. Oh, the flashlights. It's because the reason people don't think about it is because you can only carry one. You can't carry multiple, so you have to choo-choo train your ass back to the truck and back to be able to get them all in. So it takes a second. Maybe doing it on a really large map isn't the best idea, but on a smaller map like Edgefield or Tangle or Ridge or Graph, whatever, yeah, that's what I would do. All right, ads are done. We are back. Sucks they nerfed the headgear. Which part? Stream says 50-50, but chat's 40-50. I think it's what's recognized. Rad, if you're talking about the one that's on Twitch, the one that's in chat, it's just, yeah, don't go by that one. Go by this one. This is the one we go by. I do the one in chat so it's easily seen for you guys in case you don't see this, so it pops up. But I would go by this one. I wouldn't go by that one. Sometimes like resubs will go set this off, but won't set off the one in chat. So that's why. That is why. But with that, oh shit, I forgot to take off the Christmas colors. Oh, that's right. We'll do it eventually. We did reach the daily goal, so we do have a spin. Yes, sir. I think the nerf of the night vision getting distorted. Oh, the distortion. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because it didn't used to do that. I totally forgot. Appreciate the chill, calm, yet funny streams in the vids. It's refreshing in this era of constant super high energy. I appreciate you, Mr. Reaper. We have talked about that recently too, about how everyone's going to kind of have their cup of tea when it comes to who they like to watch, content that they take in. And I think that there are some people that are naturally just very high energy people. And then there's some people that very obviously are putting on a show. But what I think is not understood is it's not a show that people want to watch necessarily. I don't watch people I don't go out of the way to watch people that are super high energy, that are screaming all the time, very purposefully trying to like, you know, hey chat, blah, blah, blah. Like I could give a shit, like stop Mr. Beasting me. I don't care. I'm not there for that. It's just not me. It's just not stuff I like to watch. I like to watch people that do chill ghost hunts. So everyone's gonna have their cup of tea. I have friends that are very high energy. I have friends that are amazing, like, and I love watching them so much. It's so great, but sometimes you don't want that. So that's also another thing too, is like understanding, especially as a creator, that just because someone does something similar to you doesn't mean you should stop. Because just because they're doing what you're doing doesn't mean that someone prefers them over you. Because you could put out the same idea, the same video topic, the same whatever, but maybe someone likes your vibe more than they like theirs. So don't be afraid to put something out there that's very similar. It's one thing if you're going and being like, I'm going to do a video like this because I saw them do it. It's another thing if you're in the same area when it comes to content and a niche and you do something similar. Don't be afraid like, but that person already made a video about that. But who says somebody likes watching them? Don't be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. Juju. Hi, Fred. How's all the Disney things? I really hate when YouTube's put ads in the middle of music videos or streams. Yeah, it's just that's bread and butter though, man. Like the ability to have someone watch a video on YouTube, and if enough people watch it, it could result in money for you as a creator, and it could result in enough money where it makes a difference. And the only thing is a viewer that doesn't have premium has to watch ads. It's not bad. It's not bad. What's up, Lacrosse? The other high street, they get to me. Sometimes I think I saw Olive's comment about it. It's just, sometimes it's overstimulating. Sometimes it's just, it's a lot. And when you're just there for chill and it's just like screaming and lots of notifications and sounds and this and that's like, and I almost apologize when it happens here. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, but sometimes it's just part of the chaos. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a special little butterfly. Thanks for noticing. Anytime, critter. Anytime. All right, what's it going to be? It's the intensity versus the volume. I'm okay with volume, but the intensity is a lot sometimes. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's very fair. That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. 2 kids, so overstimulation is a daily inevitability. Yeah, I have 3 of them, so I understand. I understand. Everything's a question. Everything's a question, but you want to like educate and help, so you answer everything. But sometimes you're just like, can we just like sit here and not say a word? That'd be awesome. That'd be so fun. We should do that. All right. Gifted sub. Gifted sub. Let's do that before we go into the next one. Gustav, what's up, man? I appreciate you, Sid. Thank you. Kids don't know how to do that. I know. I know. And you just accept it at one point. Again, as somebody that has misophonia and like sounds sometimes is just too much. And certain sounds I'm like, oh God. I've learned to separate myself or to do something for me rather than going out of the way to make someone else uncomfortable or to have them do something to change. I'm like, it's probably not them, it's me. They're being a person, and I'm like, oh, stop being a person. So I'm like, I'll just go out of the way. I'll go over here instead. Or like my wife, she'll eat a bowl of cereal in a different room because she knows I'm like staring at her when she's eating. Because it doesn't matter who you are, it's the same. Yeah, we're gonna get those glasses at the store. Kids keep asking where the ghost is. They're just curious. They want to know. Maggie, welcome in. How are you? Maggie, sorry, I called you Maggie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Reading too fast. Oh, this app is literally not being updated anymore. So sometimes it's not the best. All right, let's type, I'm gonna make you type Ting. Do the Ting. T-I-N-G. Ting. If you want a free sub and you're not already subbed, type Ting in chat. Do the Ting. Do the Ting. If you are subbed, you are going to have to gift it to somebody else. In other words, you need to be the one to choose who is going to do it. You are going to have to do it. I know someone whose name was Ting. Well, all right. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you like 20 seconds. 20 seconds to enter. If you are not subbed, this is a perfect opportunity where you could be subbed. Perfect opportunity. All right. Mute this. Mute this. Go over here. Do this. Oh, let's see. Do do do. Do 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 do. I muted right. All right. 10 seconds. Almost 200 of you in there. 5, 4, 3. I'll go. I didn't get to ride the mansion last night. No, it's one of my favorite rides. Why not? Oh, I love the Haunted Mansion. It's one of my favorites, dude. Where's it going? Where's it going? It's going to Funny Trash. GG's. Funny Trash. What a name. Yay. What a name. All right, I got you, friend. I'm on it. I am on it. How's the stream? The stream has been good. We had our 9,000th case today, which is crazy. Which is wild. There we go. Enjoy the sub, friend. Enjoy the emotes. If you're in Discord, enjoy the new sub roll that you get. Enjoy all the things. All right. It's over 9,000. It is. It is indeed. Your granddaughter wants to say hi. Hello, granddaughter. How are you? Mansion kept shutting down. Went through the stretching room, and then we were packed like sardines before the doom buggies, and so I left. Oh, that sucks. That is stupid annoying. Oh, I'm sorry. I love that ride. I love it. NG, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Galaxy Quest, correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's the perfect sound. It's the perfect sub sound. All right, let's go to Grafton. Do I recommend prestiging? Yeah. If you want to challenge yourself, absolutely. Yeah. I would very highly recommend it. Hi, Dread. Very highly recommend it. How do I know if my Discord has the sub roll? It's linked to my Twitch. If you have if your Discord is linked to Twitch, then you're good to go. If you sub today, you might not have the roll yet because it does a sync up every so often, but I can manually do that after stream. Yeah. You have a love-hate with prestiging? That's fair. I have a lightning lane for it tomorrow. Oh, good. Good. I love it so much. Ronaldo. Hey, it's Ronaldo. 25% motion sensor and capture a photo. Oh, fuck. Awesome. Lovely. Great. Okay. Got it yesterday too. I haven't had it in a little while. There's like a 4% chance of getting Blood Moon. There's like a 4% chance. I repeat what I've said it before. Still get a little, you still get a little excited when it shows up. I still believe that it should be in customs. I think you should be able to choose it. I don't think it shows up often enough to where you're like, it's not necessary, it shows up. I still think it should. Oy vey. Ronald. Look what you did. Look what you did, Ronald. This is all your fault. Big goo everywhere. Oh, hey, it's music box. At least it's my favorite. It seems to only show up when you don't want it. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked it didn't show up when I did my hunts earlier. You could do it. All right, things to remember with a blood moon. With a blood moon, the ghost is 15% faster than it normally is. And I believe that your sanity drops twice as fast. Crap. It's all the way upstairs. Do I see breath in here? Or was that some sort of light thing? Oh, I think that was a light thing. Sanity is going to take a hit. Yeah, we have to be careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. The increased speed, yeah, seriously, it absolutely messes you up. But that's where things like the unofficial cheat sheet by Severely Zero, what am I doing? Are super helpful because you can literally turn on a setting that shows you what it sounds like for the blood moon ghosts. We could look at that in a little bit. We do have chair hiding. This is true. Thank you. How do you get it? To exclamation point cheat sheet. Exclamation point cheat sheet. He does a lot of work to have that site do what it does. Oh, it's helped me out tons. Tons. Ooh. Is that it here? Did I hear a beer can get thrown? Where? I did. Does it really help? Does being able to have a sound that you can sync up with the ghost to figure out if it sounds right or not? I would say it helps. I would say so. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's my favorite map? My favorite map is Willow. I love Willow. What up, Soggy Bread? I checked it out and everything sounds the same. Well, that means that you're not looking at it correctly. What do you mean everything sounds the same? What do you mean? Everything sounds the same. You're losing your mind. You're losing it. All right. Trying to get this away from chat as well so you guys can see everything. No? Not feeling it? There we go. So this is the website, right? So what I normally do, because you can do this where, like, if you know the ghost is slow, then you can do the clicks this way, normal, fast. Something I do quite often is I will go to tools, especially if we're doing a hunt where the speed is different. If we know that the ghost is 150%, you take the ghost to 150%. If it's normal, let's just use a normal speed ghost like a spirit. Normal, and you can also change what it's walking on. Default, asphalt, carpet, gravel, wood, right? So spirit. Okay. Now, if it was 150%, yeah, super helpful. But blood moon, that's what this icon is. If you turn that on, you now have everything set for blood moon, means that everything will get adjusted for the blood moon. So if the spirit at 100 sounds like this, and then you turn the blood moon on, hear how it's just slightly faster? He probably has it in here as well. Let's see. Where would he have it? Weather? Blood moon? Right here. So let's see. Ambient temperature. Mechanic has a 2% chance. Oh, a 2%. I thought it was a 4%. Is it lower than 4? Interesting. Maybe I didn't know that. I'll have to ask him. Blood moon weathers are light rain. A blood moon causes the following modifiers. Ghost speed is 15% faster. Increased passive sanity drain by plus 100. Increased number of events. Contract payout is 10% increased. So this is where you can find information on all this stuff. Everything. You have guides here. You have the current event if there's one. All the information there. You have the maps. You can look at all the maps here. You can tap to find. So if you're not sure how fast the ghost is, if you just listen and tap along. So like you can just sit here and tap. So about around 115, 114. Right? But that would be if it was a blood moon. If it was not a blood moon, look what you have. All the normal ghosts, because that's roughly a normal ghost speed. So there you go. So we will use this. I almost guarantee it. I almost guarantee it. But yeah, if you don't know the link, I'll put it in chat. He created it natively in GitHub. Is amazing. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, Zero's amazing. Okay, well, we know where the ghosty is. I don't know what my sanity has dropped. We're going to assume a decent amount just because we're on a blood moon. I'm going to take these 2 crucifixes and this. I have a custom setting where the ghost speed's 150 for max grinding. It's amazingly helpful. Oh, to use the website for that. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. When will voice recognition be on Xbox? No idea. I don't have information like that before you guys do. I have no clue. Let's assume you're here. Let's assume. For now. If we need to adjust, we'll adjust. Why couldn't 9,000 be the blood moon? Sorry. Oh, shit. What was that sound? How far away am I from you? Am I close enough? Oh, maybe. Well, let's say, is this a freaking ride shoe? What is voice recognition? When the game actually recognizes what you said. Yeah. Take these in there. Yeah, there's a difference between your voice being heard and your phrases being recognized. There's a difference. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Writing? Well, it takes Raiju off the board. So ready for the update? Yeah, the voice recorder, the recording of the footage, it's going to bring a whole new aspect to the game because then people are going to be able to have like roles, which is going to be super freaking cool. I did not want to put the dots on the floor. Holy moly. All right, do this. I'm bringing this for sure. That for sure. Write a poem? Sure. What'd the poem say? The rooms too, yeah, the Grafton and Bleasdale, yeah. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Let's bring this in here. Where are you? Would have a proper command center in the van. Oh, heck yeah. You know how fun that would be? Whole new slew of challenges to be able to be used. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Nothing. It also shut the power off like an a-hole. Is your room actually out here? Oh, you suck. Stibbies. No foots. I should have done Spirit Box. I effed up. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Hey, are you near? Hey, where are you? I don't think it's Spirit Box. Or at least that's not what it's providing me. It's living up to the name of the events, that's for damn sure. Careful, SpongeBob. Oh my goodness gracious. Not much of a talker. No, it's more of a stalker. Hi, Blood Raven. All right, we have writing, and that is it so far. I've tried Spirit Box. It could be EMF. We had 2 degrees. It could be freezing. Just standing there. It's also being extremely spicy, and I have a feeling I'm going to get hunted very, very, very soon. See you very, very soon. Later. Went to the basement, Banshee singing event, turn off the game. Couldn't play again. Oh, there you go. Priscilla, welcome in. How are you? All right, let's do... I need to move the crucifixes out there. I need to move the crucifixes out there and put another dot in there, I think. I think that's the plan. Do they ever leave the house? No. Negative. You're so close. It is almost freezing. Thank you, Mutimer. Ah, this bastard. This bastard. All right, I have this in there. I don't have this in there. It's also not doing anything. All right, I'm gonna go get the power back on. Do you enjoy a spicy ghost? For you, not for me. Wow, dude. It's gonna throw me under like that? This is where I can't. No, it didn't leave the house, the building to get me. It just reached over the gate. Sort of like a don't feed the animal situation. And I was the animal and it fed me with its hands. And I died. Yeah. Something like that. Hey, what's up, Chill? How are you? Spirit Shade Myling. Is this a shade? Is this a shade? It's not doing things when I'm near. Just turn on light switch. Can't be a mirror anyway. Oh boy. Oh boy. Miss World! Thank you for the sub. Difference between the tripods. The second one is sturdier and you can rotate it. Ronald? Grandpa? Grandpa? Throw the ball back. Oh, wants to play? Oh, right. Well, where'd it go? Oh, Grandpa, do you want to play? He wants to play. It's not what I meant. Got a timer, thank you. That's not what I meant at all. Jesus. My God. Maybe he's offended. What did I do? I'm sorry, Grandpa. Wish you could see the ghost in the rocking chair. It'd be really funny. What up, Beans? How are you, dude? Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. Want to give me a hug? You. And. Do I have a flashlight in here? Did I ever bring... I did, it's right there. I need it. I need it! Oh, that's a Myling, right? That's a Myling, right? Grandpa, I'm sorry. Grandpa, listen. Grandpa, you and your glowy eye can get out of here, damn it. Trancana, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Derp, thank you for the biddy. Sinister, thank you. Oh my God. Gosh darn it. Cheeky bastards. Happy New Year, friend. How are you? I think it's smiling. It's really funny. I haven't done any objectives. Photo, motion, 25. None of it. None of it. Hey, you should have vent so I could take a photo. Hello? Grandpa? Hey. No. All right. Could do the music box. This is true. This is very true. Tis a good point. Well, I hope your stream was good, friend. Thank you very much. Stars, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. This button wasn't here a few minutes ago. Brad, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Grandpa, where you be? Grandpa, where you be? All right, let's do... Oh, boy. Let's do... We need sanity. You know what? We'll take both to be safe. Just to be safe. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. Oh, my goodness. Jab, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Okay. We're ready. It was great. Hope the goes there nice. They're okay. We have a special one now. Thanks to Phasmophobia. Been into the content. Thanks, man. We asked the ghost if it would play with us, and it started trying to kill me. That was so sad. God damn it. That was rough. Thunderbolt. Excuse you. You could at least say pardon me. Oh my God. And ask Grandpa if he took his vitamins. That might be why he's so gassy. Okay, we need a motion sensor. We need this. Question is, where is it going to come from? You know, it's eventually going to go this way. I would almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee it. All right. This is going to be a little spicy. But F it, am I right? Dragon Blood! Thank you for the subs, homie. Oh, boy. Okay. It might insta-hunt on top of me, and if it does, I might not make it out. And if I don't make it out, just remember me. Yeah, I thought I was gone too. Yeah, I thought I was dead. I thought that was it. Call tonight. Hey, bring your one eye over here. Look at his one eye. Look at his one glowy eye. Look. He said it with his chest, and I took a photo of what he said. Oh my. Well. Just the chest. Yep, just the chest. 2, 3. I don't know where the bone is, do I? 4, 5, 6. Need 2 more. Did I take a photo of you? Nope. Did I take a photo of the writing? Nope. Game on. No bone yet? Okay. Gotcha. Rad! Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate you. All right. Well, let's go do a search and hopefully not die. I think I looked back. I looked back there already. You know what? I should probably start upstairs. might be the smart thing to do. Thank you for the follows, guys. Jim, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you, friends. Thank you for the hype train. No bone. No bone. No bone. Watch me mimic. It's going to be hard to watch it do that when it has ghostwriting. It doesn't even matter with the orbs. I have writing. It literally cancels out mimic immediately. I haven't checked twins, have I? Or master. All right. What it's going to do is it's going to hunt again. And I think we wait it out. I think that's the plan. Cap, thank you for the biddies. That's why I love ghostwriting. Yeah. Ghostwriting, EMF 5, dots. If you get any of those, mimic is gone. What is this map called again? It's called Grafton. Grafton Farmhouse. Farmhouse. Grammy! Hi, Mr. Graham. There's a lot of excitement happening. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 31 months, Graham. How are you, my lovely friend? How have the games been treating you? Mr. Grammy Graham. Oh, now we're just going to be shy and not hunt? Okay. Okay. All right. What's the default location for the bone and Grafton? I'd have to look. I did ask someone for help on that. Linnell, how are you? You scared him? Well, I didn't mean to. Should I turn a light on for him? There you go. Poor guy. He's my biggest fan. That sounds not even from this event. I mean, that's from the event. How dare you? What is the ghost? It's a myling. It's a myling. The fear with the myling is that it's so quiet. It is so quiet. Lizzie, thank you for the 14 months. Krampus is back. Oh no. He has returned. Why is it not hunting? Like, it's not eating a crucifix. It's not doing anything. The lights would go out if it ate the crucifix. Yeah. Not the puns. You get the puns. I'm a dad of 3. You're going to get the puns. Accept it. Just move on to the next. Just move on to the next. Dragon Blood. Thank you for the biddies. I knew you would love having Krampus noises. Thanks. What is going on? The second I go down these stairs, that door is going to shut. No. Might just have to go for it. I kind of don't want to wait here for 15 years. Thank you for the biddies, friends. I can't see who it is right now. But if you leave your name, number, and a brief message. No, don't do that. I'll look in a second. Already missed it. Boat! Straws, thank you so much. Sinister, thank you guys. Look, there it is. He's going upstairs to find me. Hey! You over here? Oh, shit. I gotta lower my sanity to 25%. Well, we're gonna go sit in the dark now. Oh, excuse you. Oh my. Where's my crucifixes? Did I put them over there? they still in here? They're still here. Okay. Question about the blood moon. Give me a sec. Hold, please. Oh, McChingus. Oh, McChingus. No one's home. Go away. All right. That on. Let's turn this on. Don't hunt quite yet. Give me a sec. Hold on. Maybe it's a shade. Nah, it was really, really quiet. It was very, very quiet. All right, so this one covers me to there. So we'll put this one over here. There we go. I might even put this flashlight downstairs just so we can see the door all the time and see if it opens or shuts. Not opens, you know what I mean. But now I can sit here and drain my sanity in the dark. Gotta have Christmas spirit. My God. My God. Now we wait. Finally catching a stream. Welcome in, Cherry. Is it worth it? I mean, it's literally the last thing I need. Once my sanity's below 25, that's a perfect game. Raiders, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Zoe, thank you for the gifted sub. And X, thank you so much for the 13. It's probably done, right? It's still going. You see it down there? Okay. All right, we're within hunting, but we still need to lower our sanity, so I'm going to keep the light upstairs off. Is that a Chingus? Do you see a Chingus? Grammy? Grammy, thank you for the gifted friend. We did get the bone. Yes. Yes. I was on the switch. And I found it. I founced it. Hey, Thunder, how are you? Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you for all the follows. God damn it. What ghosted is it's a myling, I'm pretty sure. Whew. Oh my. It's a bitter old grandpa. It is a bitter old grandpa. Sanity is done. Okay. Okay. Do I risk it? Do I risk it? We made it! I was waiting for it to hunt again. Nope. Got him. All right. That is all the photos. That is the ghost. That is the objectives. We pick up the bone. We pick up the bone. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Well, now we just gotta hope we're right.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
It was super quiet. Myling. And a blood moon. Oh, we got the parabolic microphone. Thank God the tier 3 is back. Extra 169 bucks. Not too bad. But blood moon is done. Myling, nightmare, Grafton, blood moon. Frickin' blood moon. Frickin' blood moon. Perfect game all day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Completed your first perfect investigation. Nice. Nice. Seen loads of the shorts on YouTube. Thought I'd check it out. Reddit, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for saying hey. Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Is it Obser Spy? Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Oh man. These ghosties, dude. Tier 1, tier 2 and 1 suck. They're better than nothing. That's for damn sure. It's just the tier 3 being able to hear the floor above and below is so nice. It is so nice. Perfect blood moon on Tangle earlier. Let's go. Heck yeah. Ghost! Thank you for the tier 1. Oh man. All right. We'll probably talk for a minute, but that's probably gonna be the last investigation for the day. So YouTubes, I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for all the loves and hanging out with me today. Thank you. We'll talk for a little bit over on the Twitch side, and then we'll go raid after that's done. So if you want to come talk, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. But oh my goodness. Holy moly. Sorry I'm late. Don't you ever apologize for showing up late.
There's some jobs ready for you.
We all have lives. We all have stuff and things. Stuff happens. Stopping in for a heartbeat to say hello. I appreciate it very much. Imagine talking. Yeah. Apparently break. Apparently you're not supposed to do that. Apparently, according to some etiquettes, they say don't do that. Talking to chat? Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Makes me sick. Okay. Socializing. Ew. I know. Derpy, thank you for the biddies. Bearcat, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a day. Well, we got level 9K under our belts. Investigation 9K. And then tomorrow we have our weekly to do. We have our weekly. Coming up in the goal pretty quickly. It's happening fast. It is happening fast. We're almost 3/4 of the way there. Yeah. God forbid if we hit it this month, I'll have to think of a stretch goal. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but we'll have to figure it out. How's the Mrs. Flash feeling? She's feeling good. The best she can with circumstance, right? But no, she's been feeling better. Like there was a short period of time where just the morning sickness stuff was really getting to her. But the one day she was like, I actually am in the mood for coffee and I can smell it and it smells good. I'm like, so she's been good. She went this weekend, yesterday, to go hang out with a friend. They went to go see a game, and then she's coming back today. She's coming back today. So yeah, glad she's on. Yeah, she's doing good. She is doing well. Brock, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you. Mads, thank you for the sub. Yeah, so all's well, man. Yeah, that's why you streamed last night. That's correct. Yeah, she was not here. And the kiddos were not here. So kind of had to. What is the worst ghost to encounter? That's up to you. What ghost do you hate the most? Whatever ghost that is, that one. That one. Operator, how are you? I'm good. I'm doing swell, friend. I'm doing swell. Welcome in. Let's see here. If you joined the Discord, I appreciate you. Welcome in, friends. If you're not already in there, the Discord link is there. And the rest of my socials are there, friends. We have a no evidence video I posted today. Tomorrow might be Chat His Ears. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Can you play with someone on APOC and still get the ID and trophy? No. No, to get the APOC 3 stuff or APOC whatever, 1, 2, 3, it has to be solo. Has to be solo. Brock, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Marvelous, thank you for the biddies. But yeah, it's been a nice chill Sunday, man. It has been a nice chill Sunday. Got into my 3rd trimester, so I remember this stage all too well. Yeah, this is her 4th, technically. So I mean, she also remembers. She also remembers, yeah. Oh boy. Your daughter wants to know if I'm completely someone different on YouTube? No. No. In my opinion, what is the deadliest ghost? The one that kills you. Again, it's per the user. You can't, my opinion, like for me, what is the deadliest ghost? It's whichever one kills you the most. So for me, I guess it's probably a demon. Probably a demon. Different guy. Correct. Completely. What answer? I mean, what is the deadliest ghost in Phasmophobia? Whichever one kills you the most. The ghost that kills me the most is different than the one that kills you the most, is different than the one that kills Amber the most, different than the one that kills Halogen the most. It's different for everybody. So having a blanket statement of this is the deadliest ghost, you can't do that. You can't do that because it might not be the deadliest ghost to me. If you get killed by Dios more than any other ghost, and I get killed by demons, which one's deadlier? Well, for you, it's this one. For me, it's this one. They for you? Yeah, see? They, not they for me. It's demon for me. Lousy miling? Exactly. There are many things that are very subjective in the game, as in like favorite map, favorite ghost, deadliest ghost, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like all those things are very subjective. It is going to be different when you ask other people. So saying, well, this person said that this is the best. That's not like, this is the best cursed possession because that person over there said it was. That's not true. It's whatever you think. What is the most helpful to you? That's the best for you. Yeah. I've had a few Dios kill me because I hid. Yeah. I was watching. Oh, who was I watching? Who was I watching? I was watching somebody. And I don't remember who it was, but it was like yesterday or the day before. And they hid from a Dio because they didn't know it was a Dio. It hunted once normally, and then they hid on the next hunt, and it ended up being a Dio. Was it Math? It was Math Man. That's who it was. Yeah, he died to a mimic Dio yesterday. It hunted normal, and then after the normal hunt, it did a Dio hunt, and he was hiding. Yeah, that's crazy. Dio's my favorite because I can outrun it. There you go. I was playing with Mike a while ago, hit from a Dio, it killed me, ran towards Mike, and died in front of him. It happens. That's okay. All right, let me find out where we're going to go raid to, friends. Let's go see where we're going. I say I will see where we're going. I know where we're going, but it's just habit to say it at this point. Yeah. Crowster. Hi, friend. Good to see you. How is everything going, Mr. Crowster? It was clipped. Good. It better be. How do we raid? As a viewer, you do nothing. All you do is copy a raid command if you'd like, or just stay in the stream and then you'll get taken. You'll go along to the next stream. Yep. Super easy. Super easy. Let's see. Oscar, what's up, dude? I know how to raid. I get out of my chair and raid the fridge. Ayo. All right, let's make sure this is muted so you can't hear it on stream. She was in tears earlier. Well, she's pretty emotional. Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of a crybaby. You'll be taking a wee. No, you won't. You better not be in the fridge. Listen, she's playing a really fun game right now. She's playing a really fun game. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. I haven't played it in quite a while. It's also going to be really hard to see her face because her head is covered by horns. But yeah. Did she say it was the longest message you've ever written? Oh, is that? I don't know. I wasn't there when she read the messages. Did she? See, I very purposefully write extraordinarily short Kudo board messages because when someone has one, they have to read like 100 messages. So if you're able to get through it quicker, it's easier for you. So I always keep them extraordinarily short on purpose. There's a rhyme and a reason. I do it on purpose. Because then you read mine, you go to the next one. You just keep moving. So then you can get to what you want to get to next. Those aren't horns. It's a mustache. Then why is it on her forehead? What the hell? What the hell? All right. If you're a follower, the first one's for you. If you are a sub, the next one's for you. My little creepy tier 3s, the next one's for you. We are going to go raid our friend, team member, Awesome Bean, who is celebrating her birthday today. So she has a nice long 12-hour birthday stream. She's about 3 hours in. So she still has a long road ahead of her. If I have the opportunity to, I'll be joining in games later, which who knows, maybe I think after dinner, I'll be like, listen, honey, you left me alone. I get some time. I haven't talked to her yet, but I think so later she's going to be doing Lockdown Protocol and there's a good possibility I'm going to be involved. So tons of fun, lots of sabotage. Right, Dread? Right, Mark? But friends, you guys are amazeballs. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go say hi to Epic. Again, if you're not in the Discord link is there. We've done some revamping. I'm going to keep working on it. I might, for the Discord, what I might do, I was thinking about adding inside of the roles channel. I was thinking about adding the levels too. Like when you get to a certain level, you unlock the ability to do this. I might add that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. She just got killed. She's playing Boomen, by the way. She's playing Boomen. In case you're wondering what I was talking about. So now she's dead, which means she can freely go around the map and then see people. But this game is hilarious and it's a lot of fun. I've played it. I've made videos on it. It's so good. I definitely want to play it again soon, especially if they've done any sort of updating to it. So, yeah. Friends, thank you so much. You all are amazeballs. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for all the follows, tons of follows. Stream, Cause, Frosty. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yep, if you're a sub, song created an epic birthday message right there. You are welcome to copy that one and use that one. It's right there. But I will be live again tomorrow with our weekly. And then after the weekly, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I don't know. We will figure it out. But friends, I love you. I will see you tomorrow for more shenanigans. Peace.